Oh my god, guys. Did you know that... I filmed an intro for this video beforehand, but it was fucking cringe, so instead I'm gonna stand here and eat this banana for 30 seconds, while VFX cars crash in the background. You're welcome. Okay, so to give a quick intro into how this video is going to work, I'm going to be giving quick summaries along with my rating on different aspects of the game. So it will be divided into 3 sections: the plot, the design, and the Pokemon. And with that, let's begin. Okay, so to start off, there's the plot. The game starts off by shooting you out of the sky through a giant sky asshole into the Hisui region, which is the Sinnoh region but from the past. Then you become a member of the Galaxy Expedition Team, which is a group that aims to study Pokemon and their behaviors. Then, this guy Kamado, who is the leader of the Galaxy Expedition Team, gives you the task of quote-unquote quelling nobles. Nobles are these Pokemon that the people of the Hisui region worship. But they're going crazy because of the sky asshole, and you have to fix it. Probably the main reason that it's your job is because you're pretty much the only person who isn't deathly afraid of 99% of all Pokemon, which is very dumb because the character is like 12 years old. But slowly, as you continue the story of the game, you will gain social credit in the clan that has no actual purpose outside of making sure higher level Pokemon obey you. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it also gives you better balls, so that's awesome. Progressing farther will lead you to quelling all 5 of the noble Pokemon. And what's your reward? Drumroll, please? No. It's getting kicked out of the Galaxy team. Isn't that just awesome and cool and quirky and awesome and so fun? The leader is just a giant baby, so he throws a fit and kicks you out due to his paranoia about you being connected to the asshole in this guy. Once you're on your own, this tall blonde guy named Volo takes you to this old lady's house in the middle of nowhere. From there, you go to a place that gets you a thing, and then you go to a second place which gets you a second thing, and then you go to a third place, which gets you a third thing. Once you do that, you go to the top of a mountain, where you fight the guy who kicked you out, and also the Pokemon of time and space, but that isn't really as important. After all that, the blonde guy and you go collect dinner plates to resurrect the literal god. Blonde guy betrays you, and then you have to fight Emo God as well. Jokes aside, I'm so ass at video games that I have not beaten Volo and Giratina yet. So I'm not actually sure what happens after that. Oh yeah, there's also the Diamond and Pearl clan who hate each other because they're stupid, and you help out both clans with their nobles because they can't do it themselves. In addition to all that, the villains for the main story are these 3 bandits named Charm, Coin, and Clover, and personally they're extremely weak as villains and as characters. They hardly have any presence, and they just feel like they're there to serve the purpose of a requirement for Pokemon games. Towards the end, you learn that they're ex-members of the Diamond and Pearl clans, but by then it's just never touched on again, so it serves little value for the characters. Additionally, to my recollection, they're not actually given any reason for why they left their clans in the first place, and now they're just out in the wild doing whatever it is that they do, other than bullying children, of course. There's no rival as well, period. You battle the 800 years ago version of Dawn, like twice, but that's it. Overall, I enjoyed it more than other Pokemon games. Despite the villains being weak as characters, it was refreshing to not have to pause my progression just to stop an evil organization that has no fucking idea what they're doing ever. I also enjoyed that the plot was different from usual Pokemon fashion. No Pokemon game has ever had the player face exile or abandonment from their peers before, and it felt like a breath of fresh air compared to the normal bad guy does bad things so stop him trope. To sum it up, Legends Arceus plot gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Okay, next on the docket, the design. Right away, I just want to say I loved the new open world format that this game used. Having a Pokemon experience in an open world makes it much more enjoyable, and it makes much more sense than having small routes with grass in between giant cities that are void of Pokemon. All of the encounters are overworld, which makes for very fun shiny encounters and many strategic catching methods. To add more onto the catching methods, this game utilizes a new technique that hasn't been done by any Pokemon game before. The Pokemon have 3 reactions to seeing the player. They will either run, stay neutral, or lash out. Because of this, it makes certain Pokemon harder to catch, and it can make catching them feel actually important and meaningful. This overworld encounter style also adds more personality to a lot of Pokemon in a way that the games before have never been able to accomplish. It was much more memorable being able to actually see Pokemon walking around in the world in real time and real size. It was a touch that added a lot to the game for me. My only complaint about this open world design was the annoying fast travel system. In order to move from one section of the map to another, you have to go to a base camp and then go back to the village, and then you can go to the other area. It messed up the fluidity and caused each section of the map to feel a bit disconnected from the others. It was also a bit jarring having to jump back to the same place over and over to go to a different place on the map. But other than that, it was great. Side note, the game is a bit buggy too, but it doesn't really cause any real problems, and it's kind of funny, so I don't really care, and there isn't much else to say about it, so moving on. Legends Arceus is different from all other Pokemon games in terms of progression because of its previously mentioned overworld style. Every other Pokemon game is linear, whereas, like I just said, Legends Arceus is open world. The usual way a Pokemon game goes is this. Step 1. Get your starter. Step 2. Fight children on the way to gyms over and over and over. Step 3. Cause the destruction of an entire evil organization. Step 4. Battle one more gym and humiliate your childhood friend by defeating them so fucking hard. Step 5. Beat the top 5 trainers of the region and then you're done. Arceus follows a different format because there are no children to fight and no gyms to battle. This game's version of that is the noble Pokemon. When fighting one of these nobles, the actual Pokemon battle is only a small portion of the whole experience. Most of the battle is won by throwing literal bags of food at the supersized Pokemon. Once you've thrown enough garbage at it, it will eventually calm down and then you get to go on with your day. It is admittedly strange, but it's also refreshing to have something that isn't just a normal Pokemon battle. And I liked it. Wild Pokemon battles are different now as well, because instead of the usual turn-based minimal animation style, there's now actual animations for attacks along with a much more abstract combat system. I just wanted to throw this in. I have no idea how I forgot about this in the first place, but there is certain music in this game that for each area that just comes in at random times when you are out catching wild Pokemon, and on the times that it does, it absolutely slaps. The new but estranged model for this game came as a pleasant surprise to me and many other Pokemon fans. With that being said, it made for a great game experience overall. Legends Arceus design is a 9 out of 10 for me. The third and final portion of this video is about the Pokemon themselves. This last part isn't going to take very long, simply for the fact that I either go into depth on the Pokemon and give my likes and dislikes on each of them, or I go this route. They're all pretty good. The Hisui region adds a bunch of new Pokemon and even more regional forms. The majority of them are either decent or actually good. Even the really weird ones like Overqwil and Ursaluna aren't bad. They're very goofy, for sure, but they're still good Pokemon. My personal favorites are Hisui and Zoroark and Goodra. Every new variant has its own quirks about it that make it memorable, which I feel actually means something when it comes to Pokemon games, especially new ones. I could go into my favorite parts of all the new Hisuian Pokemon and regional forms, but that could be a separate video all on its own. So if you'd like to see me bully the absolute shit out of this horrific creature, let me know with a comment. Two final things that I wasn't able to fit in smoothly but I felt were worth noting are 1. All 5 nobles are either new Pokemon or Hisuian forms, and I thought that was a cool touch. And 2. I find it pretty hilarious how the new Growlithe looks like a member of the 13 colonies, so I just wanted to sneak that in here. Altogether, the new Pokemon of this game are definitely 10 out of 10. All in all, this game is very different from the previous entries in the Pokemon franchise for a multitude of reasons, and the fact that Game Freak took a leap to make a game that breaks the mold from the others was a shock to me and lots of other Pokemon fans. And although it was shocking, many members of the community found this new change very refreshing, myself included. Hopefully when Scarlet and Violet come around, they will be able to follow through on this promising future for Pokemon games, because I don't think many people want a return to old Pokemon games after what Legends Arceus has proved Pokemon could be when it really tries. To wrap up, my total rating for this game is 8.5 out of 10, and I would definitely say it is my favorite game in the series so far, and I will be looking forward to more games like it in the future. If you'd like to see more content of this type, then a like would be great, and if you have any opinions of your own, feel free to comment them below. That's all from me. Bye!